Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome from the British Embassy in Tokyo to today's Spotlight in Japan webinar. I'm Mark Graham, InvestNI's Regional Director for Northeast Asia, and I'm delighted to be joined by some guests tonight as we explore the current business environment in Japan. With us today, we have on the panel, we have Marie-Claire, Head of Trade here at the British Embassy in Tokyo. She comes with a wealth of knowledge in UK-Japan trade and economic policy. She and her team were instrumental in negotiating and implementing the comprehensive economic partnership agreement between UK and Japan late last year, and she'll be telling us about that and what it means for Northern Ireland companies seeking to enter or expand in the market. We also have Nick Shindo, Sales and Business Development Director at First Derivatives. Nick has many years' experience in marketing and selling tech solutions in Japan, and he'll be telling us about his journey and experiences in the market. Last but not least, we have Steve Crane, CEO of Business Link Japan and Export to Japan. Steve started his company in Japan over 20 years ago and now supports other companies from all over the world to establish and grow in the market. He'll be offering his views on how to do business in Japan and what makes for a successful business here. So a lot has changed for all of us in the last year, to say the least. It was exactly at this point last year I was gearing up for St. Patrick's Day event here at the Embassy. I was to double up as the opening of the InvestNI office for Northeast Asia, covering Japan, Korea, and Taiwan. We had a wide range of Northern Ireland food and drink. Just arrived, the British and Irish ambassadors were due to do the welcome in front of a wide range of guests. That was on the back of a flurry of visitors from Northern Ireland, from tech companies to pharma to manufacturing to finance. So the event didn't happen, and sadly there's been no market visits ever since. The world has gone through a tough time and a lot of change, but we all hope that is coming to an end soon. Something that hasn't really changed is the pace of industry and commerce in Japan. Sure, auto, hospitality, and luxury has been badly hit due to low demand and restrictions on evening entertainment. But largely speaking, the Japanese economic machine has kept churning. And a big machine it is. Japan is a large trading economy. Has a GDP of almost 5 billion. That's the third biggest in the world and 186% of UK GDP. Consumer spending, particularly on luxury, is very high. Japan is number 3 in the world for the number of millionaires. The UK has an excellent trading relationship with Japan, sitting at 15 billion per year, making it the largest export market for the UK outside the EU, US, and China. Northern Ireland exports to Japan are just over 63 million. So some companies are doing very well here, but that's less than 0.5% of what the UK as a whole do to Japan and exports. And when you consider Northern Ireland is 2.7% of UK population, 1.8% of the UK economy, there's a gap there. Statistics never tell the full story, and they're certainly skewed because of some big players on mainland UK. But it definitely highlights an opportunity for Northern Ireland companies to catch up and realize the potential in Japan that the rest of the UK has, and indeed go beyond that. So one of the takeaways from today will be that Japan is a big economy, third biggest in the world. The Tokyo-Yokohama industrial cluster is the biggest in the world. No other country spends more on research and development than Japan, and the Japanese companies actively seek global partners for research and development. No other country makes more patent applications per head. In particular, there's a massive opportunity in Japan as it turns its focus to a 5.0 super smart society. Japan, for such a modern, accomplished society, has been really lagging behind in digital development, and that's about to change. Along with the push for commerce, the Japanese government, on the back of the change of a prime minister last year, has gotten behind the push for an integrated digital society with the creation of a new digital agency which will bring together a large number of government departments and processes. With that governmental change and the commercial opportunities, the opportunities range but are absolutely not limited to digital technology support health and care facilities, making financial services accessible and simple to use, increasing productivity in agriculture, smart regulations and laws, reducing the administrative burden on foreign businesses operating in Japan. Not just digital, of course. The opportunities are across the board, and that's reflected in the £24 million of machinery and transport equipment that went to Japan last year from Northern Ireland, and 15 million of other manufactured goods, which also went to Japan last year from Northern Ireland. And of course, the big news is a comprehensive economic partnership agreement signed late last year between the UK and Japan. Not only did the UK manage to retain everything we already had in the EU FTA, we got an improved deal. Albeit the improvements are heavily nuanced, but the message the deal sends about the strength and importance of the trading relationship shows its value. I'll leave Marie-Claire to go through that in a bit. We've spoken a lot about size and opportunity. Why don't more companies come here and do business and be successful? Well, it's not that easy. Japan is not an easy place to do business. Out of 190 countries, Japan is ranked 29th in terms of ease of doing business. Cultural barriers are massive. Regulatory framework gets in the way in sectors such as pharma. Dominance of major Japanese institutions gets in the way in sectors such as finance. The business etiquette is something that's not easy for foreigners to understand, but very easy to get wrong. Perhaps Steve will touch on that later. But that's really a whole other webinar. It takes a long time to get results. A lot of companies either don't understand this or get impatient. One commonly quoted rule of thumb is that you have to have 20 meetings to make your deal or start an active trading relationship. Although that kind of formal attitude is drifting away, it gives you an idea. Japanese love to use a middleman, such as a distributor, agent, importer, when it may seem like there's no real need. English is not widely spoken. So it's difficult, but don't let that put you off. If you're prepared to put in the time and the resources, it's very worth it. Japanese consumers pay a premium for good quality product and service. Margins can be high and business is stable. If you get the business, you're likely to keep it for a long time. And we're here to help. That's our goal today, to bring a bit of awareness to the market, offer advice and support, and that will be on an ongoing basis. So on that, let's get to our three guest speakers.